Hello, welcome to our channel. This is about needing God. Stay with us until the end. Why do we need God can have different answers depending on the philosophical, religious, psychological, or even scientific perspective. Let's explain a few important aspects. 2. Psychological and existential dimension. Humans need meaning, and faith in God is one of the deepest sources of meaning. In times of suffering and crisis, belief in God gives humans hope and peace. The sense of belonging to a higher power reduces anxiety, loneliness, and emptiness. 3. Moral and social dimension. God serves as the foundation of moral values. Without belief in a higher truth, morality can become relative or unstable. Societies with strong religious faith often experience greater social cohesion and solidarity. 4. Religious dimension. In religions, God is introduced not only as the creator of the world but also as the refuge, provider, and guide. Man's need for God has been described as the need of a fish for water. Separation from him is tantamount to spiritual loss and withering. 5. The opposing or secular view. Some say that man does not need to believe in God to survive and progress. Science and reason can explain things. But even in this view, the psychological or spiritual need for something like God, such as love, nature, or absolute truth, remains. 3. Moral and social dimension. God serves as the foundation of moral values. Without belief in a higher truth, morality can become relative or unstable. Societies with strong religious faith often experience greater social cohesion and solidarity. 4. Religious dimension. In religions, God is introduced not only as the creator of the world but also as the refuge, provider, and guide. Man's need for God has been described as the need of a fish for water. Separation from him is tantamount to spiritual loss and withering. 5. The opposing or secular view. Some say that man does not need to believe in God to survive and progress. Science and reason can explain things. But even in this view, the psychological or spiritual need for something like God, such as love, nature, or absolute truth, remains. So we can say, the need for God manifests itself both on the intellectual level, to explain the world, on the spiritual level, for peace and meaning, and on the moral level, for values and justice. 1. The existential argument, meaning of existence. We humans ask, why is there something rather than nothing? If the universe only explains itself, the question remains. Philosophers say that for the ultimate explanation, we must arrive at a being that is necessary and independent of anything that is God. 2. The causal argument, first cause. Everything has a cause. If we go back infinitely, nothing begins. So there must be an uncaused cause that initiates everything, God as the first cause. 3. The order argument, precise order of the universe. The universe is full of mathematical order, precise laws, and harmony. If this order were random, the probability of such a universe forming would be almost zero. Therefore, reason says that the existence of a wise designer is more logical than the assumption of blind chance. 4. Moral argument. We all understand concepts such as justice, good and evil, right and wrong. If the world were just matter and chance, these values would have no meaning. The existence of objective values shows that there must be a truth beyond matter, God as the source of morality. 5. Argument for human existential need. We are always in search of the infinite, knowledge, power, beauty, love. Nothing finite satisfies us. This thirst shows that within us there is a tendency for something infinite and absolute, and that is God. Small blue diamond conclusion. From a philosophical point of view, the need for God is not simply a personal or emotional feeling, but a rational and logical necessity. Without the assumption of God, fundamental questions about existence, order, morality, and meaning remain unanswered. Let's see the same philosophical arguments with simple and everyday examples. 1. The existential argument, why does something exist? Imagine you enter a room and see a big book on the table. It is natural to ask, where did this book come from? If they say, it was just like that, you will not be satisfied. Similarly, the world cannot be without a cause. So reason says that there must be something behind all beings God. 2. The causal argument, first cause. Suppose we have a row of dominoes. When the first domino falls, the others fall. But if none of them fell first, the whole chain never starts. The world is like this, there must be a first cause that itself does not need a cause God. 3. Argument of order. Look at a wristwatch, the gears and hands are arranged in a precise order. No one says that this watch was made by chance. Now the universe, which is thousands of times more complex, from DNA to galaxies, cannot exist without a wise designer. 4. Moral argument. When you see injustice, your inner self screams, "This is unfair." If the universe were just matter and coincidence, justice or goodness would be just a matter of our taste. But we feel that justice is a real and absolute truth. This shows that there is a higher truth behind it, God. 5. Argument of human existential need. Think about always looking for more. We have a little money, we want more. We learn science, we are thirsty for knowledge again. We taste love, we want more of it. Nothing limited satisfies us. This shows that within us is a tendency towards infinity, and infinity is none other than God. Sparkle's summary: just as when we see a beautiful work of art or a complex device, we acknowledge the artist or designer behind it, the world and our own existence also lead us to God. If you want to learn Istem, follow us. Follower.